Hi everyone. I am very triggered right now, and my pain level in my chest and my arms, and it's really high. I'm not crying now, but I was. Oh, I didn't even fix my raccoon eyes before I came on. I was at like a 6 or a 7. My head is pounding. My chest hurts. Like my pectoral muscles hurt. My arms hurt. My back really hurts. I had PT on Monday. Today is Wednesday. And she really was digging in there a lot. My steroid injection in my shoulder is tomorrow. And what I wanted to talk about today was triggers, because I had unexpected triggers today. So there's a trivia night that we do for where I work, and I typically was a very extroverted person. You know, I thrive on lots of people and high energy. I should use past tense because that wasn't the case today. Maybe I'll get back there, but this is why I'm vlogging now. Anyway, so we do a trivia night every year for work as a fundraiser, and last year the trivia night was on a Saturday. Sunday I felt really run down. I'm scorekeeper, by the way, because I'm the finance person. And it's a lot to keep track of, like, it's through Zoom because of the pandemic, and it's a lot. It's very high energy, very fast. Like, I can't make mistakes. Got to make sure I have numbers right, checking answers. I suck at trivia, so hopefully, making sure I can't screw up. I can't mess up. And like, it's like fast, like people are sending you like 5 answers via text, and got to keep on. And last year it was such an adrenaline rush, and it was like, it was crazy for the hour. But like when it was done, I'm like, this is so much fun. And that was March 20th of 2021. I had my kidney stone, just as a backdrop. I had my kidney stone in September before that, which was random, maybe not so much. And then after trivia night was over, I met up with a friend of mine. We went out for a drink. I had 2 Hennessy's, and it was still the pandemic, but I'd hung out with her quite a bit. So like, wasn't worried about stuff.
Jen, here is your reminder. Take my tamoxifen.
I haven't even eaten dinner yet. Here's my dinner.
Here is your reminder.
Shut up.
Take my tamoxifen.
Oh, I will take my tamoxifen, but I have to eat first. Anyway, slowing down. So yeah, I met my friend. I had 2 Hennessy's and nachos. And I remember saying like nachos is not a great thing to have during a pandemic, because I'm like, I don't want to share a plate. I'll scoop some onto my plate. Fast forward on Sunday, the next day, I was feeling really run down, and I'm like, well, it makes sense because I was on such an adrenaline rush on Saturday, and spiked a fever, which I never get fevers. It's very, very rare that I get fevers. And then, yeah, it turned out I got COVID. Not from my friend. Weirdly, I was actually the one who gave her COVID. So yeah, I called my doctor on Monday because I didn't even remember all that. I don't even need to get into all that because that's not the point. But it was after trivia. So trivia night, it's March 1st today, and we did a run through for what this year's trivia night's gonna look like. And then, yeah, so last year, Monday, I had called the doctor the Monday after trivia night last year, and they're like, we're pretty sure you have COVID, so just start isolating now. I'm like, what? And I had COVID, and I'm not gonna get into all that, like I said, but it was awful. It was awful. And in hindsight, I think that my body, I've been told that most likely I had had cancer at that time. Most likely I had had cancer when I had my kidney stone, and I just didn't know it. And with the kidney stone, my parathyroid hormone levels were like really high. And when your parathyroid gland fires, it's because something's wrong. I don't think it was about the kidney stone. I think it was wrong because I had cancer in my body and I didn't know it. And with the COVID thing, like the trivia night was virtual. I wasn't around anyone. I only socialized with the same 2 people throughout the pandemic. And I even socialized with them a lot, like every couple months. I was working remotely. And it was March of 2021, like COVID-19, started in 2019, but the shutdown started in March of 2020. So I'm like, why would I have COVID now? Like after we've been locked down for a year and I'm following all the protocol, wearing my mask, I'm doing all these things, like, why would I get COVID now? And again, I think that my body was fighting the cancer and it couldn't handle fighting the cancer, and still don't know where I got COVID from. But I know it wasn't my friend because I asked her how she's feeling and she was fine. And a couple of days later, she got sick and she tested positive and whatever. And a year later, my endurance still isn't what it was. Like, even though I'm doing all these steps and walking and stuff, like I get winded pretty easily. And I don't know if that's from COVID. I don't know if that's a long haul thing. I don't know if that's because, they ripped my boobs out in August. Anyway, triggers. So today we did a run through for this year's trivia night. So, I have help. There's a team of people that are working on it. But I couldn't keep up. I could keep up with what I had. I shouldn't say I couldn't keep up. I needed to move slower. I needed to be aware more of the speed at which I used to do things. And, moving a mouse fast, responding to things fast, like doing all these things fast. That was my life before, is fast. And I've learned to slow things down. Still gonna follow the rules and whatever. It's trivia night, it's one night. But all this stuff came back because I'm like, I've been very sore since Monday with physical therapy. She was digging in quite a bit. And that with the, I wasn't stressed or anything. It's just it's very fast moving. And, I was frustrated that this new body wasn't letting me be who I was last year when I did trivia and I was typing fast and, whatever. So the trivia thing was really, that's not just it, but really triggering for time-wise, because I'm like, that was a year ago. Look how much has happened since a year ago. And then on top of that, there was, I try to keep work separate from all this stuff, but there was a get-together that I went to. Everyone was fully masked, and I had a window open because I'm almost 8,000 degrees, it's 38 degrees outside, and I didn't have a jacket on all day because I've been sweating my ass off since I woke up this morning. I've been not sleeping well, and I've been hot a lot. Again, they're not flashes. I'm just hot. I'm sweating and I'm just hot. And I think with my kids going overseas and stuff, which I think I've talked about, I'm not going to get into that, but I've been running around a lot the past, I don't know, couple of days or whatever, just because my kids have been traveling, and these are big deal trips because they don't travel overseas all the time. And I got that done. I feel I'm all over the place, but I always feel that way when I vlog. So anyway, I was in a room today, big, relatively big room, but there was a lot of people in it, and they all wear a mask, but there's a lot of people in it. And I'm usually the social butterfly. I love get-togethers. I love socializing. I love blah, blah, blah. Today, it was weird. It was weird because like we're 2 years into this pandemic. It was weird being around all those people. The only other time I've been around a lot of people was when I went to a wake. But it was weird to be around all those people. And after we did the run through for trivia night, my body got really, really sore. And it was also later on in the day. I don't usually work that late, but it was later on in the day. And my body just had enough. Like once I get to, later on in the day, my body's like tired and my shoulders had enough of doing stuff, and it's frustrating. But then like I stood as people were coming in. I didn't want to be antisocial, but I was afraid to be near people because I didn't want anyone accidentally bumping into me. I'm hurting as it is physically, especially today. I'm like, I don't want them touching me. I don't want them bumping into me. And I intentionally like went to the bathroom before everyone got there because I'm like, all right, I'm like, I'm going to take 5 deep breaths. I took 3, but I'm like, I know there's going to be a lot of people in here. And I don't know what that's going to be like. The day wasn't about me. Like I was just there. So I took my 3 breaths and walked into the room, and as more people were getting in there, I just kept moving back closer to walls, like away from people. I didn't want anyone touching me by accident. Oh shit, my bracelet just broke. God damn it. Ah! Crap, I just got this bracelet in the oh, I can fix it. I just have to find a little ball. Oh, remind me when we're done. That sucks. I don't know where it went to. I'll find it. Anyway, so I found myself backing up closer to the walls, and I'm like, I'm not usually the one who stands against the wall at a party, not wanting to be around people, and I didn't like that. But I'm like, I can't judge, like, that's what my body's saying right now. It's like, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. I just kept hearing it in my head over and over again, don't touch me, don't touch me. And I didn't know where to put my arms. I wore leggings. I should have worn something with pockets. I didn't know where to put my arms. I didn't know where to put my hands. My shoulder was feeling really heavy. And I was trying to be social. And I mean, the whole thing was like 2 hours. It's not even like it was a full night or something. But I haven't like stood on my, well, that's not true. I have stood on my feet, but like, I don't know. I haven't been in that environment. And, I noticed across the room, like I live in a small town and people know stuff. Most of the people that watch these vlogs are not actually my people I know. The majority of people that watch the vlogs are people that don't know me or don't know me well. But obviously had heard what was going on with me. And some were kids, some were young adults. And then I see one person and I see them staring at my chest. Because they're curious, Why does she have breast cancer, but she's wearing like, she has boobs? I thought they cut them off. What do they look like? And I get like that you're looking and you're curious, especially if you're young. But then some other people came and I could see it you could see it across the room. Like, I'm here, but your eyes are there. And I didn't want to talk about it. The day was not about me. I didn't really want to talk about it. I just wanted to be normal. So I tried, people say, oh, how you feeling? I'm like, fine, let it be. After like an hour or so, there was like one person I started talking a little bit more to, and then someone else came over because she wanted to hear the story, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. It was just too much. too many people, too much socializing, too many questions, too triggering. And then the trigger of the trivia night thing, like, Jesus Christ, like, all that's happened since that. And how your body responds, like I'm getting really hot, and my arm just felt so heavy, and I wanted to sit down, and I'm like, but it would look really weird if I'm the only person sitting down against a wall. Everyone else is like socializing in groups of people, and I don't want to look different. I just want to look like everybody else and just blend in and do what they're doing. And I can't, because it hurts, and my body's telling me, like, I was like in protect Jen mode. And I didn't like it. So yeah, I feel like I hid for much of the get together. And then towards the end, I'm like, I'm just in pain. Like, I'm in pain. And like here, I can get texts. I can do all sorts of things to help. But I'm like, if I do something there, I'm only going to stand out more. And I don't want to stand out more. What do I do? I stayed longer than I should have. Yeah, I don't know. And just weird. Just weird with the triggering thing of, like, the one stupid thing of trivia. It just brought, like when you see like here's what happens in the last, here's what's happened in the last like year. And what's interesting with cancer is that, at least for me, like, you have it and you don't know you have it. And then when you do know you have it, they're doing something about it. And that's when, like, you'd have surgery or chemo or whatever and do things that cause pain or discomfort or whatever. But I always remember, like, when I would go for, like, my annual appointments with the gynecologist, and I'd have, like, a pain in my breast or something, and they would always say, like, cancer doesn't hurt. Not all cancers, whatever. I'm not a doctor. They'd, like, if I had a pain in my breast, they'd be like, if you had cancer, it wouldn't be a pain like that. That's muscular. And they're right, because the part underneath my left boob, I would have pain, like muscular pain every now and again. And I sleep on my left side, and that's a large part of why, I'd wear underwire bras, which, stick into your body. And my tumor wasn't even on my left side. But it's funny how you have cancer and it doesn't hurt. And then you have surgery to have the cancer removed, and then it hurts. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's been over 6 months now since I've had my surgery. And, like, I don't want it to hurt anymore. And it does. And as much as I vlog and share all this stuff, I very much do it for myself, to keep me sane. And of course, I want to help other people that are going through this stuff too. But I have to get it out, and I don't like to journal. I do, but not consistently. But as much as I do all this stuff, I don't want to be defined by being a breast cancer survivor. I don't. I just want to be Jen. I want to be Jen who doesn't have to wear a crossbody purse, because putting a regular purse on my shoulder hurts. I don't want to wear a crossbody purse anymore. It's actually starting to break, which is interesting. It's a high quality purse too, and it's starting to break because I've been using it like so much. I don't want to be Jen who has to grab a pillow to stick under her arm to be able to type for long periods of time. Someone asked about, they have a physical therapy background, and asked like what my range of motion is like. And I'm like, whatever, it's fine. And I'm showing them what I can and can't do, and not realizing how I'm overcompensating or protecting and with the way that I'm moving. But then someone said, so how do you do your hair? And I mean, you see most of my vlogs where my hair is curly, because my hair normally is curly, and I don't blow dry it. I let it just dry naturally curly. It lasts for like a day or two looking decent, and then it looks all funky, and I'll have it up or whatever. But like, I flat ironed it for today, and my left side will look great, but my right side not so much, because I can't do that. Look at it. I have a nice little like flippity-doo over here, and here it's like, what? If I do it with my left hand, I'm reaching over, and it hurts here with the reaching. And if I do it with my right hand, I can't put my hand back there. So I'm like, yeah, so I have shitty hair on the right side of my head. It's not shitty, whatever, but like, my right side of my head looks less good than my left side does. I can't put my hand behind my back like this way, and I can't clasp a bra behind my back. And I'm getting better all the time, and I know that, like, I'm not discounting that, but, to field those questions when I didn't want to talk about it. And I know I can say I don't want to talk about it, but I know that the people that are asking are, they're doing it out of love and caring and kindness. But man, such triggers. And like, I don't want it to define me. Half of my workforce right now is new people. And I don't want this to define me. Yet it's the reality of like my life right now. It's not how I want to start a conversation. But for me, it's like a white elephant in the room when I'm like, just doing something stupid, and I start to like wince. Like, it would look weird. All of a sudden, you're just working with someone, and they go, and like, what are they doing? Nothing. They're typing on a keyboard. Why would they be wincing? So I'm like, better I've just like say, here's what happened. Just that I had breast cancer, had surgery, still healing. I don't want to have to explain all that. I don't want to wince. But it all came out. Like, I got home, and I had a hard time even carrying my briefcase, which is not heavy at all. It's got like a laptop in it and a couple folders and stuff, but I couldn't put it on my shoulder. Even to carry up the stairs, like, my upper back hurt so badly. I'm tired of hurting. Tomorrow could be a whole new thing, because I'll get my steroid shot tomorrow, and we'll see how things go. But yeah, triggers can bring up a lot. And, I thought it was just COVID last year, and like, totally not on my radar that, Jen from the future looking back is like, hey, guess what's going to happen to you, Jen? That was March. I found out in July. So it's at April, May, June, July. So like, I have COVID, and then it's like, hey, 4 months later, guess what, Jen? You're going to find out you have cancer. What? On a side note, totally random, but my plastic surgeon called today just to push my appointment back a week. And I told them that my insurance company still hasn't paid for the Alloderm. I'm like, they're like, did you get a bill? I'm like, yeah, it was $19,000. Like, I'm not paying $19,000. They considered it an organ transplant because it's skin. I'm like, they're like, why would you have an organ transplant if you have a mastectomy? I'm like, do I have to explain this shit? I'm not a friggin' ass doctor. Stupid. Anyway, so apparently the pre-authorization, she gave me a number, so I'm like, okay, like it was pre-authorized, like they said it was fine. I think a paper just didn't get scanned or something stupid. So 6 months later, I finally got that sorted out. So whatever. And she said, like, when all this stuff is happening, like the last thing that you want to deal with is calling the freaking insurance company. That's what they're there for, and they're awesome. Anyway, I'm physically, like, just hurting. But I just wanted to share that about the triggering of being around a lot of people and all the stuff that's happened, like just events that happen. And not liking the Jen I am right now. I love her, and I'm nurturing with her. And maybe that's part of what it is. I'm so used to like power through. And maybe one of the lessons that I need to learn from all this stuff is, yes, you can power through, and you have to be kind to yourself. So, I'm going to be kind to myself and eat my sushi and drink some water and lay back. Hopefully find that piece that just fell off my bracelet, because my son got me this bracelet when he went on his trip, and I don't want it to be lost, but I will find it. It's someplace. But physically today is like probably the worst day I've had in a very long time. So I have high hopes for my shot tomorrow. And I don't know what's going on with my back and all that stuff. I have no idea, but I don't know. These are heavy. They hurt. I'm just over it. Just over it. All right. Time to be kind to Jen. I will do that now. Gratitude, I guess I'll throw out there. My abs are okay. My upper abs are actually pretty lean right now. That's pretty cool. Gratitude that I got to see all of my coworkers. I haven't been able to do that. Like to see them all together in person. Not since, it's been, 2 years? Well, that's not true. But we had awards night. But that was pretty quickly after surgery, so I wasn't really I wasn't back at work yet, so I feel like it wasn't really like I wasn't like on the same team because I went there as a guest. I wasn't back at work yet. That's a weird thing. And gratitude. My quiet apartment right now. It's so important to like have a safe space. Like home is just so important to make your home your own. Like, I'm so into nature and stuff, and it's funny because behind me is that picture of the Brooklyn Bridge, and I always think, like, I grew up down in Long Island, and I look at that picture, and I'm like, should I have something that's more, like, nature-y? I don't know. Like, I'm not sure why. It matches really well with my furniture and stuff. And my hair, weirdly. I don't even know why I just brought that up. I just noticed that, like, should I change that? No. I'm all over. My gratitude. Why was I talking about my home. Yeah. My quiet home. I've really made my home into a safe, warm place. And I'm very grateful for the apartment that I live in. Okay. Weird day. But enjoy the makeup and the long hair that's, well flat ironed on one side, and the other side just kind of stops at the end, and whatever. Like, I can't, like, look at that. Like, what is this? I don't know what this is. But it's like, ooh, look at the pretty little swoosh on that side. And then it's like, yeah, I have frozen shoulders, so this is what the right side of my head looks like. Normal shoulder, frozen shoulder. Oh, and you know what else bugged me? Sorry, I know I did the gratitude thing. When I got home, I'm wearing I'm not going to show you. I'm wearing a V-neck bra, the True & Co. bras. And when I got home, I noticed that my bra was showing probably the entire night. It looks like a tank top. You wouldn't even know it's a bra. But when I got home, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how long that's been showing. I mean, it's black, so like I'm wearing black, it all blends together. But like, how long has that been showing? No one said anything to me. I would have rather someone said like, hey, Jen, shift. But that wasn't the case. And then when I went in the bathroom and pulled my shirt up and my whole bra is like here and my boobs are here because my boobs aren't the same size. Number wise, they're the same size, but when I'm in my bra, they're not even. Part of that's because of my shoulder. So my bra like shifts over to the bigger boob, which right now is my left one. So that's when my shirt shifts over. I'll wear a tank top, it'll shift over to my left side. And I don't like when that happens. Everyone's like, be individual, be yourself. Right now, I don't even know who myself is. And I'm sick of being different. But I know that there's lessons to learn and all that. But I'm going to respect my weirdo place I'm in right now. All right, gotta eat. Bye, everyone.